In this video, we're going to be looking at crypto. At the moment, we're looking at XRP Ripple against the US dollar. And what we can see here is there's been a downwards move. It was a valid trade, but whether you'd have taken it or not is entirely up to you. You can see that there was a divergence here, big spike up, and then there's not as high a high on the oscillator, the PowerDelta. There's also quite a good divergence on the manipulation ribbon as well, showing you that price should be down here when price is actually up here. There wasn't, however, a very good fair value gap entry. The first one is here. So if you took a short off it, and then you're targeting this dotted line, which is the 4-hour liquidity level. And if you put your stop at this swing here, it's a 2.51 to 1, which is it's pretty good risk to reward. So could have taken that. But anyway, following on from this, we've got a bottom edge forming now. And what I wanted to show you was there's a signal here, but there's no divergence. These are all lower lows, so this is not valid. You let it play through. There was a bit of upside. However, what I really wanted to show you was how you can use other pairs to monitor what's going on. So this is Ripple. On Binance Coin, BNB, but this here, you can actually see there's a pretty good signal to the upside with the PowerDelta. There was a sweep. It's not showing up because I don't think it has rested. Yeah, it's rested for 60 candles, which is what this is marking out here. It's just maybe just shy of 60 candles, but you've still got a really nice signal to the upside here, and you've got some good targets above you. So had you gone for this, then you would have entered here. You've got two fair value gaps. You could put your stop here. You could actually make it a bit tighter if you wanted, and you could target here. Let's have a quick look at Solana. Sol. There's actually been two signals here. So that this first one is valid. So it's a double signal. You've got a divergence with the manipulation ribbon. So that is valid. However, there's no fair value gap after it until this one, when we get a second signal here. And you'll see that we do have a divergence. Sorry, again, it's not with the PowerDelta, but it's with, let me draw another line. It's with the manipulation ribbon. So manipulation ribbon is showing you where the market has been manipulated. So it's being held. Price should be below this low. Price should be down here, but it's not. So it's being held. And then obviously it's raced off to the upside. So in this case, where are we targeting? The next 4-hour liquidity level is up here. And let's draw this out. Let's put your stop in there. There's a tiny little swing just at that moment in time. So that's Sol and DOGE. What's happening with DOGE? We'll take a look at that as well and see what happened. There was a liquidity sweep. Very small divergence with the PowerDelta. So basically what I'm trying to say to you is, if you're looking at multiple pairs and you've got your alerts set, this is 1:30 on Tuesday the 12th. 1 o'clock on Tuesday the 12th, there was a signal on Sol. 12:45 on Tuesday the 12th, signal on BNB. And then the first one we looked at, Ripple, 12:30 on Tuesday the 12th. So literally 15 minutes apart, there's a signal here. Now, there has been a sweep. The liquidity was actually taken out just here, but there's been another sweep and taken this one out. So you got the liquidity sweep. You have, you don't actually have, I think as I mentioned earlier, a valid divergence. So on this one, you may not enter. You may not have entered because you're waiting. You're looking at the others, which are giving you valid signals. And you've got a valid signal on BNB. You've got a valid signal on Sol. Sorry, there's a bit of lag on the computer. Do apologize. And you've got a valid signal on DOGE as well. So that's 3 coins with a valid signal. Let's see how they play out. DOGE, you've got a much higher target, so maybe this is the one that you decide to take the trade on. Again, I do apologize for the computer struggling a little bit at the moment. So you could target the daily liquidity, which is the thicker of the 2 lines. If you've got 2 fair value gaps, you can place your stop under the second one if they're close to each other. Let's just see how this plays out. So this is DOGE. Again, a little slow today, the computer, but thanks for your patience. Let's keep going. See where we get to. There is a reversal print starting to paint at the upside, but there's been no arrow yet. I'm also looking at the 4-hour liquidity, which is the dotted line, as opposed to the thicker daily liquidity, which is the solid line. Bit of a candle to the downside. Is it going to make it all the way? Let's wait and see. Oh, yep, there we go. There we have it. So out for 4 to 1. There's a reversal signal that's painted up here. I'm not seeing a wonderful divergence on either the PowerDelta or the manipulation ribbon, so it's not quite a decent one to the downside. There could be some more upside pressure before this breaks to the downside. Let's just take a look at Sol. See how that turned out. So if we targeted this nearby level, that was a 3.36 to 1. There was the daily level up here. You could have left a runner for that, and that gives you a 6.5 to 1. And it didn't quite reach this 10 to 1 level here. But for me, I'd be happy with a 3.5 to 1 any day. Let's take a look at BNB. See how that turned out. Again, the near side level, 2.35 to 1. It's obviously up here, it started forming this top edge. So if you were targeting this higher level, you'd need to be keeping an eye on what's going on here. The fact that you've got what looks like a top edge, you've also got a divergence here. Quite a healthy divergence. And again, manipulation ribbon. No, I mean, that's your telltale, plus the reversal print. You need to be out at that point. And then back to Riffle, where we started. We didn't actually enter this one because of the situation down here. There was the sweep, but there wasn't a strong enough divergence, or manipulation. Still healthy upside signal. Anyway, that's how you play crypto. My advice, look at multiple coins. If one goes, they all go. And if you can catch some of one, if not two or even three, and you can hence hedge, split your trade across 3 or 4 different coins, then you saw in this example we had a 2.5 to 1, a 3.5 to 1, and I believe a 4.5 to 1. So you get different results, slightly different results on all 3 pairs. But that's the way to play crypto.